Steve Ken, I know that it's early in this match, but we talked about
overawed by, even more so sometimes in the World Championship. But both these players are great match players. You wouldn't expect the standard of play they've played this week for them to be overawed. But it can happen at any time. We saw Steve Maguire in his semi-final match seem to crumble in that respect. But I think we're in for a cracking match, and you can't guarantee what's going to happen, but it could be close.
Yep. And this is the last one before their mid-session interval.
Yes, it could be close, and how close will Ronnie O'Sullivan get to this long pot? Probably the only thing with the new cue, John, has been some of his long pots at times haven't been going in.
Yeah, he's down to about 99%, I think, Dennis, from 100. But no, you're right. It's the thing I think with the new cue that you need to get more used to than anything, because as I say, it's all pieces of timber are different, and some cues throw off and some stay straight. So you have to get used to that. It doesn't seem to be a problem at the moment for Ronnie. And he's had two break-offs in this match, Mark Selby, already, and both of them have been pretty poor by his standards.
That last shot just shows you how fast this cloth's playing, because that looked as if it was perfect and was going to pull up and be on a ball colour.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
No real problem for Mark Selby. Come off the right side of the table and into the bunch. He won't leave anything. Touching ball declared by referee Jan Verhaas. Helps Ronnie. Can just play away off down the table and make sure that he hides that red to the right of the blue. He's looking at behind the yellow, but you'd think behind the green would be better, John.
It's one of those situations, Dennis, where there's both sides of the pack are sticking out, and one red on the left and one near the blue. Difficult to put the cue ball in any position in the balk area where you're not going to have an escape route.
He's got to get it tight on the cushion, though, whether he goes behind yellow or green. Just a fraction out there. He hasn't quite covered things. I can just show you Mark's two break-off shots. That was frame 2, left that red. And that was frame 4, left the similar pot. He really is paying attention, this Hawkeye, John. Can't really take the pot on because it's the wrong angle. He'd be going towards the red and black, so just the safety. Mid-session interval coming up after this frame.
Very good shot. Beautifully played. A little bit of swerve on that with run inside. Referee Jan Verhaas is using his eagle eye there, but down the table just to see what Mark had left, but he'd probably just come off the side cushion and drop into the pack again.
Needs to play it with lots of side because of the browns in the natural path. Watch the white spin now. He hasn't hit it hard enough, has he? Has he? He hasn't.
And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
It's just when you play it with lots of side, it's not quite as easy to judge the pace. You've got to hit it a little bit softer because the side spins off the cushion. But well, Ronnie was going to play a safety shot. He was about to get the rest out there, but better off putting him back in, because if he gets a touching ball, then he's got a straight escape. But needing lots of right hand side on the white to spin it off the cushion.
Sorry. Mark, to be honest. Yeah. Do you want to bring it up? That way.
Jan Verhaas says, do you want me to bring it up for you? They've got a monitor that they can check that's where it was. Let's have a look where it is now. That's pretty good.
I think that's about right. Yeah. Okay, Ronnie?
That's the monitor that they're looking at. And that's the angle he's got to make. As you can see, he'd have to spin it off the side cushion with right hand side. Well, he's going to play the same shot again. He thought he might be able to snick the reds past the pink. Better pace this time.
It's a pretty good innovation being able to do that, Dennis, isn't it? A few seasons ago we couldn't use video evidence. And the fact that you can just look at a monitor like that and put the cue ball back in exactly the correct place, just pure common sense.
Took a while coming, and we got there in the end with it. Mind you, not all sports use the video evidence. In football, have declined from using it.
They'll get round to it. I'm sure they will. Too many big decisions nowadays.
Well, where's the white going to finish? He's going to cannon the other red. How's your luck? I mean, that is quite incredible. The worst possible place on the table. You couldn't do that again if you tried for 10 years.
And we might be here for a while, Dennis, because this is he's obviously going to call a ball colour, probably the green.
Yellow ball.
He's calling the yellow, and this will take some escape.
Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 1, Ronnie OSullivan 4.
Purely a preference when a player is in that position, which ball colour he'd like to hit.
Ronnie in the past has been known to not take the miss, but you'd think he'd have this put back because he'd get quite a few points off it. But there's a number of times where he feels if the player's in too difficult a position, he just carries on playing. But yeah, he's definitely got to have this replaced. You see, the other choice that he has, the yellow's coming off 1, 2, 3 cushions. He could come off 2 cushions, play for the green, because the red's not cuttable into the middle pocket. It's probably slightly easier to go off that angle for the green, but he's now playing the brown, so he can change his mind.
Foul. The miss.
No miss this time. He's knocked the red over
Ronnie
the pocket,
OSullivan 4.
and Ronnie, if he can't hold for the blue, can get through for the black. Good chance.
That's a big mistake, isn't it? I thought of the 3 ball colours, the one they wouldn't be going for was the brown, for that reason that you might be coming close to the red. But that's a bad misjudgment there from Mark Selby. Unlucky, of course, to hit it like that thin and leave it over the pocket, but well, these decisions can cost you frames and matches.
One.
It's a decent chance now for Ronnie, but it has to be said, Mark Selby, when he potted his opening red, was very unfortunate to finish in the position that he did.
Yes, Dennis, those situations really hurt. You know how good OSullivan is anyway.
8.
The last thing you need against him is a bad run of the balls. Good pot from Mark Selby. You don't really know where the cue ball is going to be, but to finish there, very unfortunate.
16. 17.
It's been a terrific start to this final. We know both players are queuing well. Ronnie had
24.
a break of 68 in the opening frame. Mark Selby an 82 in the previous frame.
25.
We've had some very, very good tactical play. It's shaping up very nicely. When you play over a few sessions, you play in little mini sessions, the 4 frames. The target is to try and win them 3-1.
What, is 4-0 no good?
You try 3-1, 4-0 is a bonus.
Settle down, please.
But with the standard of these players, you don't often see many 4-0s.
33.
2 reds nearest to the cue ball will be the next target. Nice little soft stun off the cushion. And the thing with Ronnie is we're running out of superlatives, but he scores so quickly, Dennis, doesn't he? You're sitting in the chair and he only seems to have been there for a couple of minutes, and you look at the scoreboard and you're 50 behind in no time.
Just come up a bit short this time. Slight change of plan. Doesn't want to kiss the blue here.
41.
He's okay. There you can see Hawkeye showing you. Got the angle on the blue. So no problem. We've already beat the centuries record that was held 2007. There was
46.
26. We've already had 27 this year.
47.
Yes, and Ronnie O'Sullivan as an individual has surpassed the record. I think Stephen Hendry had 41 centuries here over the years playing in the Masters, and Ronnie's on 42 now, I believe.
That's quite incredible, isn't it, really, when you think about it?
54. 55.
It just looks so easy.
$62.
He's second only to Stephen Hendry in centuries made. He's made 557. Stephen Hendry is up at 700, just over.
63.
But if this cannon works out, good chance of a century here.
$70.
Didn't catch the red he intended, but he still got the long one up past the blue.
71.
Doesn't have to move anything here. As he pots one red, it clears the path for another. This one in the middle
78.
will open up one for the left corner. And if he pots
79.
the one above the pink, it will open up the one next to the pink. He's already made 6 centuries at the Masters this year. And I hate to say it one
86.
more time, but all with a brand new cue he'd only played with for a couple of hours.
87. 94. 95.
Well, Mark Selby did all he could do last frame to get himself back in the match, show Ronnie O'Sullivan that he was involved. But there's a century from Ronnie O'Sullivan, just to say, right back at you. Fabulous stuff.
He'll not bother about missing the yellow. It's been a very high standard indeed. Mark Selby's played his part. He's had an 82 break, but you can't take it away from Ronnie O'Sullivan. That was a superb century break, and he goes to the mid-session.